Welcome to Practice English Conversations. Are you ready to practice your English and become more fluent? Let's get started.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to learn about your journey in the world of culinary arts. To start, could you tell us when you first decided that you wanted to become a chef?
Hi, Natalie. Thank you for having me. Well, my path wasn't planned from the very beginning. I wasn't very fond of school when I was young. I left high school at 16 because I wanted to start working immediately. I tried a few different jobs, including a short stint at a local grocery store, but nothing really grabbed me until I got a job in a kitchen as an assistant.
That must have been quite a turning point in your life. How old were you when you began working in the kitchen?
I was 17 when I first arrived at the prestigious La Belle Dîner, a well-known restaurant in our city. I was fresh-faced and full of enthusiasm, even though the work was hard and often dirty. I spent most of my time washing dishes and preparing vegetables. The pay wasn't great, only about $8 an hour, but being in a busy kitchen with experienced chefs was eye-opening.
Working in such a fast-paced environment must have taught you a lot. What did you learn from your time as a kitchen assistant?
It was a wonderful learning experience. I learned how to work under pressure and pay attention to details. I watched top chefs prepare dishes with amazing precision. I remember my early days where I had to peel and cut hundreds of carrots and potatoes. It was repetitive work, but it taught me discipline and the importance of timing in the kitchen. I also learned that even the simplest ingredients, like a carrot or a potato, can be transformed into something delicious with the right technique.
I can imagine that was challenging, especially starting out with such long hours. Do kitchen assistants work a typical 9 to 5 schedule?
Not at all, Natalie. In the kitchen, the hours are very irregular. I often started my shifts at around 11 a.m. and ended up working until 2 a.m. on busy days. There were weekends and holidays too. At first, it was difficult to adapt to the long, unpredictable hours, but I soon learned to manage my time well. I became a bit of a night owl, so staying up late wasn't much of an issue for me.
It sounds like you really devoted yourself to the craft. So, how did you eventually move from being a kitchen assistant to a head chef?
It was a gradual process. After a couple of years, I began taking on more responsibilities in the kitchen. I started working as a line cook, which allowed me to understand different aspects of food preparation. I then pursued additional training and attended several short culinary courses to improve my skills, especially in sauce making and butchery. With hard work and persistence, I was promoted to sous chef at the age of 21. A few years later, when I was 24, I was offered the position of head chef at a new branch of our restaurant chain.
That's an inspiring progression, Michael. From humble beginnings to leading the kitchen of a major restaurant, it's truly impressive. Now that you are a head chef, What are your main responsibilities?
As a head chef, I'm responsible for many things. First and foremost, I design our monthly menus. I'm constantly experimenting with new ingredients and techniques. I also select suppliers and ensure that we always use the freshest produce, meats, and seafood available. In addition, I train new staff, supervise the kitchen operations, and make sure that every dish leaving the kitchen is of the highest quality. I'm also in charge of maintaining hygiene standards and coordinating with the management for cost control. It's a challenging job, but one that I find incredibly rewarding.
It certainly sounds like a role that requires passion and dedication. What do you enjoy most about being a head chef?
The best part of my job is seeing an idea come to life. When I create a new dish and watch it served at a dinner service or showcased in a food magazine, I feel a great sense of accomplishment. I also love interacting with customers, hearing their feedback, and knowing that my creations have made their dining experience memorable is priceless. And of course, I'm paid to do what I love. Getting a salary of around $70,000 a year now is just a bonus compared to the joy I get from cooking.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm sure many young chefs look up to you for inspiration. With all these years of experience, what advice would you give to someone who aspires to become a chef?
I would say, first and foremost, be prepared to work hard. The kitchen is not an easy place to work, and you must be ready for long hours and high pressure. Always be willing to learn, even from the small tasks like washing vegetables or cleaning. Every detail matters in the culinary world. Also, do not be afraid to experiment. Sometimes a small twist in a recipe can lead to a great dish. Finally, teamwork is essential. Whether you're cleaning the floor or grilling a steak, every member of the team plays a critical role.
Excellent advice, Michael. It sounds like the journey to becoming a head chef is filled with both challenges and learning opportunities. How do you manage stress and keep yourself motivated during the hectic days?
Stress is inevitable in the kitchen, but I've learned to control it over time. I always try to stay calm by focusing on the process rather than the chaos. I also take short breaks when possible, a quick walk outside, or a moment to enjoy a cup of coffee in the staff lounge. Additionally, I remind myself why I love cooking. Creating a dish that excites someone, the smiles on customers' faces, and the satisfaction of a successful service all keep me going.
That's very insightful. Working in a busy restaurant must be exhausting at times, but your passion clearly shines through. Do you ever find time for your personal life, despite your demanding schedule?
It's not always easy, but I try to maintain a balance. I set aside at least one day a week where I don't step into the kitchen. I spend that time with my family and friends. I love going out for a casual dinner or watching a movie. These breaks help me recharge and return to work with a fresh perspective. It's all about finding that balance between work and life.
That's a healthy approach. With such an intense career, it must be important to take care of yourself. Now, switching topics a bit, I'd like to ask, what do you think about the current trends in the culinary world?
The current trend, in my opinion, is to keep things simple. There is a lot of emphasis on using the best and freshest ingredients. People want to experience the true flavor of food without overcomplicating it. Also, sustainability is a big issue. Many restaurants are moving towards locally sourced organic produce. I try to incorporate these ideas into my menus. Simplicity and quality are key.
That's very modern and exciting. So, do you see yourself experimenting with new techniques or ingredients in the future?
Yes, I do. I'm always looking for inspiration. Recently, I've been experimenting with fusion cuisine, combining traditional techniques with ingredients from different cultures. It's a way to innovate and keep the menu fresh and exciting. I'm also planning to work on a special menu for the upcoming holiday season. It might include dishes that are simpler in preparation, but very rich in taste.
It sounds like you're constantly evolving as a chef. Lastly, Michael, what has been the most rewarding moment in your career so far?
There have been many rewarding moments, but one that stands out was when I was invited to participate as a guest chef at a renowned culinary festival in San Francisco. I had prepared a special menu focusing on sustainable seafood and organic vegetables. The feedback I received was overwhelmingly positive, and several critics mentioned that my dishes were among the best at the festival. That recognition, along with the chance to represent my restaurant on an international stage, was truly fulfilling. It reminded me that all the hard work, long hours, and dedication had paid off.
That is truly inspiring, Michael. Your journey from a young kitchen assistant to a celebrated head chef is remarkable. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your advice with us today.
Thank you, Natalie. It was my pleasure to share my experiences with you. I hope my story encourages young aspiring chefs to pursue their passion with perseverance and creativity.
I'm sure it will, Michael. Your insights are not only useful for the culinary world, but also for anyone striving to follow their dreams. I wish you continued success and many more memorable moments in your career.
Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate your kind words. I look forward to more challenges and, most importantly, more opportunities to create food that brings joy to people.
Well, that's all for today. Your journey is a true testament to the power of hard work and passion. Thank you again, Michael, and best of luck with your upcoming projects.
Thank you, Natalie. It's been wonderful talking with you. I hope our conversation inspires many others to pursue what they love.
I'm sure it will. Have a great day, Michael, and keep shining in the kitchen.
Thanks, Natalie. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Michael.
Great job practicing with us today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next English conversation. See you in the next video. Keep practicing and stay confident.